So I mean, I feel like we've been passing the ball, a great deal, and we've really been getting after it.
You probably can't count on Julius Randle to cramp up and miss pretty much the entire second half the way he did in that first meeting. Do you relish that challenge? See him for a full 40 minutes?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, that goes without saying. It doesn't. It's not this game is not about one-on-one basketball. This game is about team basketball. So I'm not focused on one person. I mean, it's not going to be one person that wins the game. It's about team basketball. So we're going to make sure that we do everything as a team to win this game.
How different are they though when he is out there for a full game and playing the way he's played here down the stretch?
We've been watching film, and different, things that they do well, both offensively and defensively, but I haven't really been paying attention to only one player. I've been paying attention to them and stopping them as a team, not worrying about how we're going to stop this person or how we're going to stop that person. We're going to take our film very seriously and worry about stopping them as a team.
What about your defense, Montrezl? Your defense back then when you played it wasn't, I think you're still adjusting, weren't you, trying to figure out how to play without Peyton, without Gorky? How much better is it now than it was?
I feel like our defense is a lot better than it was the first time we played them. I feel like everybody's starting to, really click. We're starting to understand what Coach wants more on the defensive end, how he wants to press the ran, how he wants us to trap. It's just different rotation. I feel like we're really picking up that a lot, and we really, got it instilled in us of how we're going to be doing things.
Montrezl, are you guys taught, whether it's Latino or coaches or fans, are you guys taught to appreciate the rivalry more? Because you don't hear much from Kentucky about that. They don't really care about it.
Honestly, we don't pay any attention, to a rivalry or anything. I mean, that's stuff that you worry about in regular season, but that's not what you worry about right now. I mean, tomorrow we're not worrying about the Louisville-Kentucky rivalry. Tomorrow we're worried about going out there playing a great 40 minutes of basketball and winning and surviving. In the NCAA tournament, it's just about winning and surviving. That's what we're worried about.
How do you turn that off between, concerning yourself with a lot in the regular season, but when you get here, just zeroing in only on yourselves?
It's not saying that you have to turn anything on, turn anything off. It's just you to go in one game at a time and worry about stopping the team that you're playing. We don't look ahead and down the road and see who you're going to be matched up with if you beat this team. That's how you end up going home. You take it one game at a time. When our first round game, we had to focus on Manhattan. That's what we was doing. So we take it one game at a time. We don't worry about what's along down the road or who we're going to face along down the road.
How physical of a game do you expect tomorrow?
I feel like tomorrow's going to be a real physical game. We have two physical teams that's going to be playing. We're going to really, look to get out there, but it all goes on how the ref is calling the game. We've got to adjust to the way that ref is calling the game.
How critical is your role in this rematch with them now that you don't have Shane to also rely on and have some minutes?
Honestly, I feel like it's not just my role critical. I feel like it's everybody's role critical. VT, Mango, Terry Rozier. We got a lot of guys that we're going to need to step up and play well tomorrow. We can't just focus on me to have a good game. We're going to have a good game as a team. We're not worried about any one person, worried about what they're going to be doing. We're going to look to focus in as a team and make sure we do everything we can to get a win.
What's got to be different from the first meeting that cost you guys the game that changed?
I feel like our defense, we wasn't really there all defensively. It was the early part of the year. We were still trying to learn our press, still trying to learn the different things that we need to do and our rotations on the defense or the trapping. I feel like our defense really just wasn't there that night.
How do you think your game is similar or different to Randall?
I don't compare my game to other college players. I mean that's stuff that analysts do. I mean, I'm not an analyst. I just go into looking to do whatever I can when I'm with Coach Pete to better my game and do whatever I can to make sure that I'm better in my game to be a better player for my teammates. I'm not looking to compare my game of how me and him similar out. That's not for me to do.
Went back and watched the first half of that game, and Randall went off. He had 17 points in 17 minutes. Is he a matchup problem for you guys?
That goes without saying. That's we're going to do everything that we can, in our film work to make sure that we got a defensive rotation down pat. It's not just him that proposes a threat on us. They got different guys that can score the ball at all 5 spots. So we're not just having to worry about one person. It's not going to be one person that wins the game. They're going to have to win the game as a team.